Somewhere here. Nice. We're recording.
Yeah, cool.
That's cool.
Finally.
Welcome to Standout Coffee.
Yeah, same.
And who are you?
My name is Day, and this is my second time in Sweden.
Oh.
The first time I was in Sweden, it's in 2018.
Yeah.
I was in Malmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of my job and some training there.
Yeah.
And this time it's by chance. Well, thank you for inviting me as a guest and to share my coffee experience or my thoughts.
And your story.
Yeah.
Because you knew Alexander for a few years.
Yeah.
And he's sadly in New York now, living large. So he was like, "Yeah, Day's coming in. He want to talk, and you should make a podcast with him." And so you're with we should start from the beginning as well. But right now you're with Oatly.
Yep.
Alexander told me that you got Oatly into 200 cafes. Is that true?
Yes. First, you need 200 cafe in Hong Kong first. Yeah. So it's quite crazy that especially during the COVID, there's a lot of coffee shops open in Hong Kong. And right now, not only 200, I think it's numbers around 400 something. But they are all in making specialty coffee.
That scene is so much bigger than Stockholm.
Yes.
And of course, there's way more people living there. But you came in here like an hour ago and you asked me, "Oh, where should I go next?" And I was like, "Where have you been?" And you counted like 3 cafes. And I was like, "Yeah, that's it."
Yeah. And then there's a joke is we are saying like Hong Kong is it's a small city, but it's really crowded, and we have a lot of convenience store. And we're making a joke. It's this coffee shop is just like a 7-Eleven. When you walk, it's just a few minutes walking, and then you can find another one.
We need to go there soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe we should hit up when there's like a coffee event. Is there any like worlds and so soon?
I think it's more in national. Size is we already got all categories. Cupping, CIGS, BC, Brewers Cup, Latte Art. But haven't been. I mean, we haven't got a chance for doing the world class. But maybe someday.
Okay.
Maybe.
So if we should rewind a bit and talk who you are.
Sure.
When did you start with coffee, and tell us more about your Instagram brand?
I think back to 2013. I start learning coffee under the SCAE, and I got my AST trainer in 2014 or 15. I can't remember. But because of my education background, it's a major in chemistry.
Oh wow!
So that's why it's kind of more easier to get understanding about the coffee knowledge. It's all about science. So after that, I being like a trainer and like a consultant, focusing on training and brewing, and I start to build my coffee business in the training sections. And 2018, I met Oatly, and right now I'm a full-time employee in Oatly, and as a business development in Hong Kong, and also in charge for Singapore. But sometimes I'm gonna helping out in some country as well, mostly in Southeast Asia market.
That's great.
And then I quite enjoying coffee judging because I quite confidence in my sensory. So so that being a judges in BC and Brewers Cup and also CIGS. So that's my coffee journey.
But never competed?
I competed in some small competitions in 2014. But
you were like, "You're wrong. I'm gonna be the judge."
Yes. I think sometimes in a competition all about you need to control your emotions, and also I'm like easier to get nervous person, so I think I would rather be in the judging panel.
But are you still judging?
Yeah.
Up now? Yeah.
Yeah. For last year, last year, it's in being in CIGS.
Oh.
And also in the final panel. So
Cool.
hopefully I will gonna judging. Hopefully I want to be world class for this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I think it's happening in Taiwan. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and of course I like cocktail. That's why I really like the combination of liqueur, spirit, and also in coffee.
Yeah.
Mixing up in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have the chance to try by any chance Agnieszka's winning coffees in the World Coffee and Good Spirits? Because she won with our Mocha and Pacamara that she competed.
I haven't tried.
No.
Yeah.
It was in Milano.
Yeah.
So all credit to her. And I know that one account is Coffee Day on Instagram.
Oh yes.
That's your personal account. And the other one?
It's Coffee Now Today.
Yeah.
So actually I start to write my blog when I start to learn coffee.
Yeah.
So before that I'm a sales in selling the chemical and chemistry equipment. At that time, there's not much coffee shops in Hong Kong, and I always bring my computer with me, and then I find a cafe just sitting down and making some quotations.
Yeah.
And I love taking picture as well. So at that time, I start to post my picture in Facebook all the time with coffee. But at that time, I have zero knowledge about the coffee. So I just keep posting picture in Facebook, and then my friends start complaining. Oh, why you always post your coffee pictures? It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, if you don't want to see my
just unfollow.
Facebook, okay. At that time, Facebook have a new function called create page.
Yes.
At that time, I create my new page, and then I start to post my coffee records and also my pictures in the page. And I switched my followers in Facebook to Instagram during COVID.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
And then you had a rapid growth to like 25K.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
I still remember before that I only got like 3,000 or 2,000 only. Yeah. I think because of the COVID and there's a lot of, especially Hong Kong people cannot travel around. And they are always looking for some new things. Yeah. And at that time, the numbers of the cafe is blooming. And I had got a lot of new content, and then I also write my notes, especially my taste note. I won't score anything because scoring is quite quite personal, right? But I just want to make it more in market as a intensity. So I wrote like sweetness, acidity, and bitterness, or even roasting level. I'm using the intensity instead of scoring. Right.
That's great.
Sometimes scoring
really
is quite
Cool. We I think we grew from like 1,000 to 6,000 in 1.5 years on Instagram. So
wow,
we're closing up on you, but it's still far. So we're gonna talk a little bit about competitions. There's two things I wanna discuss with you briefly. Sure. First of all, it's what we're drinking now. It's the new subscription coffee, the Wild Lasso, that is mandarin peeled, dried or infused or whatever you call it. And I think it's an astonishing
really nice
cup,
coffee.
really good.
Really good.
And it's shipping out to all our subscribers now. We left most of the packages yesterday evening, so it's going out now. But you are not allowed to use this on competition stage because it's flavored or whatever you want to call it. So you will see where this ends up because we see a lot of producers now shipping samples to us that they kind of done experiments with. And I think it's kind of hard to like, is it okay or not? Like, you can enjoy a cup of coffee and it's delicious, but my personal view of it is that this maybe is one of the best tasting cups for a long time. But when you're not allowed to compete with it, it's kind of like takes the edge off it a bit. Especially when you find like a beautiful geisha produced, processed, and everything perfectly, and it's just amazing as it is. But yeah, there's been a lot of debate about that, and I think it will go on. And what happens if you don't tell the judges? Like, my coffee will taste mandarin. It's just a perfect drying process. I don't know. It's really hard.
Yes.
But I think it's part of the growing community, which is good. I think it's nice. And talk about Oatly and competitions. Can you briefly update us on whether you are allowed to use plant-based and milk on Barista Cup? What is happening now?
Yeah, so this year I think everyone knows about the new rules for the BC is they allow to use the plant-based milk to compete in the milk coffee sections.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good news because the definition of milk coffee, right?
Yeah.
So
because the cappuccino is gone.
It's
gone. So
it's gone, and then no more the cup size as well. So the competitors can also use any kinds of cup sizes to present the best flavor in the cup, right? So but another challenging point is I remember a few years ago, it's one of the competitors is in Canada champion. He used I think it's oat milk to compete, but he got disqualified. I think this is kind of good topic for us to discuss about, right? Why only can cow's milk can compete in the sections, right? And sometimes we also know the trend. It's people's got a lot of syndrome of after drinking milk coffee, and even though even some judges they are lactose intolerance, right? So why I have to drinking the milk and then to harmful to my body and take a risk to taste the milk coffee in the competitions, right? So I think this is a good smart way to switch or adding another milk options in the competitions. But as in like for myself working Oatly, it's we always want to make a change of not only our life but also change from small things step by step, right? So right now you can see, even though in a coffee shops, customers order the oat milk, the ratio it's more than cow's milk in some coffee shops because they recognize or they have awareness of the bodies about the lactose intolerance. Of course, for the world, it's more. It's more meaningful because we are always talking about the sustainability. Right? So I think it's a good big step for us to move forward for the new rules.
Super interesting. Just gonna check the camera quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
Then it kind of stops. So
okay.
Let's have we can quickly. So as a judge, when a competitor comes up, they need to address that they are using plant-based. Do they need to say anything more? Like, is it almond or oat or are all of them accepted now?
I haven't taken the detail about in that part, but I think they have to they have to present what milk they are using, or maybe plant-based milk. I think they can use oat milk mixed with almond milk to make a blended milk, right? It's still a plant-based milk. So I think this is also can make a full range of creativity of the milk beverage.
Yes.
Not only just cow's milk. I think it's a we always talking about the mechanism of a new flavor is A plus B to get a C flavor, right? So I'm quite curious about if I use almond milk or even soy milk or even oat milk, mix it all together. What happens to mix with the beans, right? The beans is also is the key is the soul of the whole cup. Maybe you can get a D flavor. Who knows, right? So it's quite challenging.
It's gonna be very challenging. For the
challenging, but it's really creative, or maybe it's open our mind.
And also, like, even though plant-based milk are now getting really kind of clean in the flavors, I think a lot of people still think they take over a bit. Then you can like that taste of something taking over, but for baristas, it's gonna be interesting to see if they put if they use almond milk.
Yes.
Then they probably need to have, as their taste description, first flavor must almost be kind of almond.
Yeah.
Because even though the coffee will taste a lot and whatever it's gonna taste like, I think the plant-based beverage will take over a lot.
Yes. So I think
But probably do kind of short drinks as well.
And also for the challenge up to the judges, because we have to taste the cup. Is the almond, I mean the flavor, it's come from the milk or from the coffee, right? Sometimes we wrote the notes. We got the hazelnuts, toffee, almond, roasted almond. So is it from the milk or is it dominant the cup or maybe? Yeah, it's another training.
Oh, it's going to be interesting to follow. And I'm happy that I'm not competing at the moment. So, super nice. And anything else? I have a lot of questions, but I think maybe we can wrap this up. I think this was a good, really nice focused chat.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want you to write me a small introduction to yourself again, so our followers and yours can find you and find us. So you're on Instagram.
Yep.
Do you still have like a web page or something like that, or are you fully based on Instagram?
Actually I start to build up a new brand. It's under the name still called Coffee Now Today, but it's quite coffee industry is really small, and I'm a kind of person I don't want to to get profit from the others. So I try to make it in a new way. I want to making something different. So that's why import some barista accessories or maybe some clothes which is in stylish, some socks about the baristas. So I want to making more in fashion way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or maybe can we collab with the coffee roastery as well, so like a packaging in one go, right? So I'm more in that way, because I really quite let's say if you are wearing, let's say, Standout Coffee with a hat, right? But sometimes in Hong Kong, why have to get some roastery stuff? Why I don't just get a Nike or Fila or Adidas, right?
You have a lovely Christmas shirt.
So I want to see how to make something collapse and then to wearing it on and then to promote by everyday living. Yeah.
Write us up. We need stuff. That's good. So you were at Pascal this morning?
Yeah.
And where are you heading? Have you been to Drop yet?
Not yet, but I think my next stop will be Drop, because it's quite famous. And then
but you were by car, so you could go to Hägersten, to Slow Hands. It's a nice place. They now have, I think they have license for wine and beer as well, so you can end up there in the evening maybe.
Sure.
But then you can't drive home.
And then I saw a new I'm not so sure is it new packaging. It's called Vulcan.
Yeah.
Is it in? I think it's in Stockholm.
I need to check it out.
Yeah, it's I can show you.
Yeah.
I love this brand.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Wow. Volca or Vulcan. It's in Stockholm. And I saw this packaging in Cafe Pascal. So
it's cool. I need to check it out.
Yeah.
But they do their own roast as well.
Pascal.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I'm gonna force you a cap and a hat when you leave.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Get some clothing from us as well. And some coffee. And you're staying for a few more days.
Yes. We'll be leaving on 2 days later. Yeah. Back to Hong Kong.
A happy flight home to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And as always, follow us, follow Day.
Definitely.
And we'll hook you up with all the links and stuff in the descriptions.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Thank you much.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you.
See you around.
Thank you, Standout.
Bye.
Bye.